Okay, geez. Hi, everybody. Welcome to Anime Church.
Hello.
I thought I'd hit the button
Uh,
properly, but apparently it was going to be a pain in the butt for me today, which is, yep.
Yeah.
Hello, everyone. First off, before we get started, welcome to Anime Church, the church where cosplay is not only acceptable, it is appreciated. I am Richie Roberts, your Minister of Science and Technology.
I am Moonlight Sparks, your Minister of Arceology. Praise Arceus.
I am Fenrir Siren, your patron saint of snackos and alcohol.
Okay. I got a couple of quick Fat Dog updates for you all real quick. First and foremost, for those of you who are here, you know that I will regularly at least try and update you as to where things stand with certain projects and stuff like that. However, we are currently holding a Q&A sort of post over on the YouTube channel. So if you have a question you would like to ask us because you're wondering about something obvious, or it's kind of a Q&A, but it's mostly an FAQ video. It's like most frequently asked questions. So for all the people that are like, when is the next episode of this? When is the next episode of that? You can ask that, and it's okay if we have multiples. That's fine. I'm going to go ahead and post this in the chat. We're going to be recording this next week with a couple of the directors for different projects. It'll be me, Tony, Sonic, possibly Explodesy. I think those are all the heads of all the different projects that we've got going on, like the main leads of all that. So one of the questions we've gotten asked at least twice is, how long does it take for scripting? If I'm being honest, not long, but I am also purposefully taking my time and delaying things because I know we don't have the budget for them to we don't have the budget to do all of the stuff that we need to do. And if I did all the scripts as quickly as I could do them, we'd have a backlog of solo leveling and slime, and people would be like fighting to get in between those. But we have the personnel, we have the resources, we just don't have the finances. So if you want stuff to come out quicker, you got to help us out. That's kind of where we're at. And we'll talk a bit about that in more detail in the FAQ. But guys, please post your questions in the link that I sent. Thank you guys so much. On to the next thing. For those of you that did not come by earlier or didn't see last week's post or any of that stuff, we are going to be streaming some Subnautica roleplay today. We have finished catching up on solo leveling the manhwa, and we're not going to read from websites or anything like that. We're going to stick to just the official releases when they are available. And so we're going to be doing solo leveling every other week. Also, Moon, I did the math. I think by the end of next month you'll be done. You'll be finishing Haikyuu. So in May you'll probably start up with another show. I think it's Jellyfish. Yeah, and if it's Jellyfish, I think is 12 episodes. So that's just like a week. So we'll have to figure that out. Also, I am going to start trying to plan out in advance what games we're going to play on Fun Friday, so I can at least tell people in advance what we're playing. I might get a bunch of people together and just be like, all right, what games do we want to play? You know, stuff like that. We'll get a list of games we all want to play together and figure out where to go from there and how we want to proceed. That being said, we got a lot to talk about, but quick moment of silence. All right, cool. So this moment of silence was brought to you by Raycon and no, I'm kidding. All right, so let's go ahead and get started with the stories. If I get to the right page. There we go. Okay. So with the weirdest marketing move ever, Marvel managed to take a minute-and-a-half trailer, or like a minute and some change, and yeah, and just somehow make it last 6+ hours. No, okay, it's almost a 2-minute trailer. So the thing is, they have a bunch of director's chairs with the names of different people from the cast. Also, this is not the full cast either. So this is just the people they've announced so far. Apparently, it was 12 minutes on screen for each name, but the actual filming of it was like almost 2 minutes. So, and then they released the short version, which honestly, I think they should have done. But I mean, hey, it worked. They had over around 10,000 people there live for the whole event. Honestly, I didn't think that was the announcement. I thought that was the pre-roll, and then they were going to make an announcement. So I just turned it off and was like, okay, and went back about my day. I think it's a silly marketing move, but hey, I guess it worked because people were there and they kind of talked about it. But I don't have that kind of time in my day, and I have the freest schedule out of anybody I know. And even I'm like, nah, dog, I can't. I ain't here for that. So, little silly, but I like the cast. I also like that certain people had to look up names of the cast because they were like, who are they? And I was like, oh, okay, that's who you are. But yeah, all the Fantastic Four is there. Pretty much everybody from the Thunderbolts is there, which I guess spoilers for that movie. Everybody's gonna live, or at least the main cast and crew. Of course, that may not be spoilers. I don't know how they're going to handle this with the multiverse being the multiverse, but yeah, we got a lot of names. It was, I mean, it's all right. That's how I feel about it. It was just, it's all right. What do you guys feel? How do you guys feel about this?
It was possibly the worst way to announce a cast.
Certainly the weirdest.
2 minutes of just chairs, and I got through like 15 seconds of like, this is stupid, I'm done.
In 15 seconds, you couldn't even make it through the 2-minute thing?
No.
Oh, I'm glad you didn't deal with the 6-hour one. I mean, this was interesting. It was a unique and different way to announce the cast, which is fine. And Robert Downey Jr., of course, was at the very end, and he was actually sitting in his chair. He was the only member that was actually there. But yeah, I don't really know what to say. Moon, you got anything? Moon?
Sorry, I forgot to turn my microphone off. I was eating a cookie. But,
I was going to say, I think Arceus called him home.
I wish. But, yeah, I don't really have anything. This is just, I'm not anywhere near excited at all for this. I'm just like, okay.
All right.
Cool.
With that being said, let's talk about the next big story. Clive Revill, who did a lot of voice work, and turns out he was the original Emperor in Empire Strikes Back, passed away on March 11th after a battle with dementia. He was 94, so he hung in there. Revill was born in Wellington, New Zealand, and he in April 1930, and was recruited to be an actor by Laurence Olivier, which, holy, that's acting royalty right there. He is perhaps most famous for his role as the original voice of Emperor Palpatine in Star Wars Episode 5, The Empire Strikes Back. His voice was later replaced in the 2004 DVD release of the film by Ian McDiarmid to keep things consistent. As a voiceover, also he was on screen as the hologram version of the Emperor as well in the original.
Well,
It's
they
not just the
also
voice.
did some weird stuff to make him look alien-y.
Yeah, they did. And then they fixed it when they put Ian McDiarmid in there later.
Mm-hmm.
Anyhow, As a voice actor, he played other Star Wars roles in various games and also played Alfred in the 1992 Batman the Animated Series for 3 episodes. Only for 3? Huh. He also voiced Kickback in the 1984 U.S. Transformers animated series and in the 1986 film The Transformers the Movie. Revill was a veteran of both the Royal Shakespeare Company and on Broadway, and he received Tony nominations for his performances in 2 musicals in the 60s. As an actor, he had roles in such films as The Double Man, Robin Hood Men in Tights, Dracula Dead and Loving It, The Legend of Hell House, The Queen of Spain, and television roles in series such as Columbo Murder, She Wrote, Babylon 5, Magnum P.I., Newhart, MacGyver, and Star Trek The Next Generation. Out of those, I've watched 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of them. So Murder, She Wrote, I've watched that series. Babylon 5, of course. Magnum P.I., my parents, or my mom especially, really loved Tom Selleck. And I grew up with Star Trek The Next Generation because I'm an 80s boy. So also, it's kind of hard to find an actor that was around during the 80s that wasn't in Star Trek The Next Generation in some capacity as a background character or as somebody that just showed up for like that episode or 2 or whatever. But yeah.
Yeah, he was red shirt number 86.
But yeah. So yeah, you could toss a dart into a bucket of names and find somebody that easily like pick up like 10 people that were in Star Trek The Next Generation. So that's not surprising. But Dracula Dead and Loving It, that was hilarious. Have you guys seen that movie with Leslie Nielsen as Dracula?
No.
Oh God,
I don't think I have.
It's a very silly. It is not meant to be
If it
serious.
has Leslie Nielsen, of course it is.
Yeah, it's super silly, and of course Robin Hood Men in Tights. I don't know who he played in Robin Hood Men in Tights. I wish they'd have said. That movie was hilarious. All right, I would have laughed so hard if I found out he was the Hangman. No news is good news.
Could have been.
Could have been. Who knows? Or the Abbott. Hey, Abbott. I hate that guy. It's so good. But yeah, he would have been 60 around that time because it was in the 90s, I believe. Men in Tights, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right. But yeah, our condolences, and he will be missed. So let's move on to some good news, guys. You want to hear some good news?
Sure.
Nintendo had a big event this week.
Mm-hmm.
And in the middle of that, Nintendo announced on its new Nintendo Today app on Friday that the live-action film of the Legend of Zelda franchise will open worldwide on March 26, 2027. A video on the Nintendo Today app streamed the news with the title screen background music from The Legend of Zelda for the NES. That's a nice touch right there. Nintendo is financing over 50% of the production, and Sony is also co-financing. Maze Runner director Wes Ball is attached to helm the project. Franchise co-creator, Nintendo representative director, and Nintendo fellow Shigeru Miyamoto will produce the film along with Avi Arad, chairman of Arad Productions, Inc. Derek Connolly of Jurassic World is writing the script. Oh no. Sony will also be responsible for distribution. Okay. That makes sense. Nintendo doesn't actually have a movie studio. Talks on producing a film adaptation for the franchise have emerged over the years, including a discussion between the Detective Pikachu film writers. Oh, that would have been good. Yeah, so I am cautiously optimistic about this, and the reason it's optimism instead of pessimism is because I watched the Mario movie, and they did that really well, and if they can kind of get the same sort of vibe of like, hey, this is a bit different, but it's really, really close, then I'm okay with that. But at the same time, the lore in Mario is not the lore of Zelda. Like Zelda has a lot of like Zelda is very much more storytelling focused than Mario is. So you can be a little looser with Mario. But considering that most every Zelda game is a brand new telling of the journey of the hero, who knows? I mean, it might work if they make their own thing, but if they try to, I will say this, if they try to do something similar to one of the games, Ocarina being the most popular, that's going to be difficult because no matter what you do, you're going to have a whole group of people that'll hate it. But, I mean, I'm trying to be objective about this, so cautiously optimistic is my current appraisal, but neat. It will come out in 2 years from now. That's something. What are your thoughts, guys?
I'm interested to see how it goes. I'm really glad that it is planned to be live action, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So, of all the video games out there, this is probably one of the best ones to try to make live action. So,
Yeah.
it's going to be interesting to see what direction they take it.
I remember, like, I think it was back in the early 2010s as an April Fool's prank, a YouTube channel actually uploaded, like, a full-on live-action trailer for Legend of Zelda, and it was so freaking good, and that's what got everybody talking about, maybe they should just do a live-action Zelda movie, because it, yeah. And this was just a YouTube
That was a terrible
studio.
April 1st.
That was a terrible April Fool's joke. I was so excited. I called my brother. We were so hyped. And I was like, on the phone, I saw the date and I was like, fuck. Because I didn't see it on April Fool's. I saw it much later, so I thought it was real.
Yeah, that's the problem.
Then I found out and I was very
It
sad.
looks so damn good.
All right, Fenris, what are your thoughts on this?
Regardless of what direction they take or what game they decide to follow, it's going to be heavily scrutinized by the fan base.
Oh, yeah. Unless they decide to do an original tale, but still like keep it within the canon.
Then that's going to be heavily scrutinized.
Oh, it will. I just think it won't be as it won't get the same level of scrutiny as if they were doing the story of an already existing game. If they're taking
Have you met Resident Evil fans and their experience with original stories for their series?
The thing is, with Resident Evil, a lot of their original stories should not involve the main characters, I feel like. And the Resident Evil movies, they try to do their own original thing while using canon characters and messing with the canon timeline. So, yeah, I'm pissed about that.
I am too, but that's why I'm making the comparison, because depending on what they do with this, it could easily fall into another Resident Evil situation where...
That's why I'm pushing on the caution part of the optimism. Like, I'm cautiously optimistic.
Yes,
and
I understand where you're coming from, and I'm just stating, like, hey, I feel like I need to remind people of the downside of how this could turn out.
Also, I think we'll know more once we get, like, casting announcements and things like that. But I am... a lot of my optimism is coming from the fact that Miyamoto is going to be a producer on this.
Yes, that's
because Miyamoto was very much
comes in.
Yeah, Miyamoto was very much involved in the Super Mario Brothers movie, and not the original one. You could tell the first one that came out with Bob Hoskins and freaking I blanked on the guy that played Luigi, even though I've seen
Bob Hoskins and Luigi Mario.
John Leguizamo, thank you.
Zamo?
Yeah. Who played Tybalt in the Romeo and Juliet back in the 90s. Anyhow, yeah, my cautious optimism is kind of where I'm at. How are you guys feeling? Are you neutral? Are you cautiously pessimistic, cautiously optimism? Like, where do you fall on the optimism to...
Unfortunately, with the history of video game to movie adaptations, about 90 to 95% have been complete and utter shit.
I've only seen 3 adaptations of a video game that have worked, and I think have worked well. The Mario Brothers movie is one of them. Then there is the television adaptation of The Last of Us. I think that was so well done.
I don't consider don't consider like the HBO stuff to be movie adaptations.
I was talking
Because
about
they have-
adaptations in general, not
Okay.
movie
Yeah,
specific.
I specified movie adaptations.
And I know, and that's why I specified, like, in my category, I just said adaptations in general. But if you want to do it to movies, in my personal opinion, there's only two, and that would be
The Super Mario Brothers movie and Silent Hill Revelations.
Silent Hill, just in general. The Silent Hill 2 movies from those, yeah, they were good. They were.
Well, yes, they did change up a few things, but it made sense.
It
for
made
what they
more
did.
sense how they changed it, and honestly, those movies, like, oh my god, no, the guy that directed it totally gets it. He played the game, he loves the games, and you can tell because the attention to detail, like, it feels like Silent Hill when the fog settles in and when the world flips to the, like, hell world. Oh, it's so good, so good.
And he kept Sean Bean's reputation by having him die.
In the second movie. In the first movie, he lived, and that's why I was like, "Hey, Sean Bean lived through a movie finally." But then in the sequel film, he died. But yeah, I'm also, I think we talked about this a while back, but he said he's coming back to work on another Silent Hill, like another live action Silent Hill, and I'm like, I've got hope for that because he did so well with the first two.
They're making what was it, Return to Silent Hill, the game, the movie based on the second game.
Yeah, so long as we're not doing the Silent Hill F thing, I think we'll be okay. Let's not make anything based on that. Nobody.
And okay, Spider's right. Sonic is also a good video game to movie adaptation.
That is true.
Oh, yes.
That is true.
Sonic,
I forgot
absolutely.
about that. I don't know why I forgot about that, but I did forget about that. Sonic is absolutely.
I forgot it.
But to be fair, I would say that over 50% of its success as a franchise rides heavily on the enormous shoulders of Jim Carrey.
Yes.
Kind of, yeah.
Yeah,
But
Jim
also,
Carrey,
like-
Jim Carrey carries that movie, and you know what? Credit where
I would
credit is
say-
due. I'd say another 25% of that franchise's success is also James Marsden for, like, having to do all those scenes with all these characters that aren't actually there when you're filming.
Oh yeah, he's done a really
Like,
good job.
yeah.
But,
Yeah, he did a really
I would
good
say
job. Also, that's
he
the other
definitely
thing.
carried the first movie, but with
Yeah.
the second movie, he didn't have to carry it as much. And then the third movie, it was honestly more Shadow and Keanu Reeves carrying everything.
Also true.
And how well they did that whole
Well,
thing. Oh my god.
It was Keanu Reeves and Jim Carrey that carried the third one the most. They did the majority of the heavy lifting. I also want to go ahead and point out, because I forgot about this, since you went 15 seconds into it, a lot of the big announcements were at the end. They're bringing back the original X-Men cast from, like, the early 2000s. So
Yep,
Ian
I'm
McKellen is
aware.
coming back, and James
I'm aware.
Marsden
People-
is coming back as Cyclops. And I'm so happy for that because, like, he never really got a chance to do much as Cyclops, and he really does love that character. Like, James Marsden actually, like, started reading the comics and got really into it because he was like, I want to learn about the character. And, like, the more he learned about the character, the more he, like, really got into the role, and he wanted to portray certain aspects. And unfortunately, I mean, his character got off-screened. He got killed off-screen in the third one.
Mm-hmm.
He deserved better than that. Yeah. Also, I can understand if you have an aversion to superhero movies, if you grew up with the late 90s, early 2000s stuff before, like, the Dark Knight trilogy and everything, where comic book movies were just treated as blasé. Like, I can totally and I'm not going to sit here and say that everything Marvel puts out is gold. It's not. I'd say they have a lot of okay movies, and they have a couple of really good movies.
Yeah. So
Yeah, that's where I'm at.
yeah. But to answer your original question, I am gonna stay pessimistic about this
That's okay.
until I see more.
No, I get it. We as gaming fans have been burned way too many times. We're starting to get a little nugget of hope based on, like, Sonic, Mario, The Last of Us, and Silent Hill. Like, I mean, Silent Hill was further back, but the first three are much more recent. And if we can get a fourth win in the video game adaptation category, I think that seriously legitimizes games as an art form and a good storytelling medium to the general public. I really do. But
Yes.
that's just our thoughts and opinions.
I didn't hear what Moon's thoughts were though.
Oh,
I'm mostly neutral on it. And that's only just because like all we have right now is an announcement and this cool looking poster. I
Mhm.
want to see a
well, apparently the
trailer or
poster
teaser
came with a
before
song
any
as
other
well.
What song?
The background music from the original Legend of Zelda.
So there is only
then-
one other
okay,
thing I will
Even
say.
still.
So that's probably
And that-
a teaser.
Oh, we also
technically.
forgot Detective Pikachu.
Oh, oh,
That's right. That was based off a video game.
that was based off of a video game, but I never played it, so
Fuck.
I didn't make the correlation. Detective
I
Pikachu was
sold the
good.
game.
We've got 4. We've got 4. Now we want a 5th. Give us a 5th so we can start making a compilation of our top 5 video game adaptations in movies. So there we go.
That's the only other thing I will
Dude,
say
they
on
have
this.
fucking Mewtwo. How did I forget that?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the only other thing I'll say about the live action Legend of Zelda,
Mhm.
and it's because I'm a fanboy and all that.
Mhm.
Get Matt Mercer to play Ganon.
Obviously.
He
Although,
played
I
Ganon and
saw-
Let There Be Brawl.
I saw someone put
and
together
in,
a
and in Tears of the Kingdom.
Yeah, I saw someone put together a casting wish list though, and they had said something about Josh Brolin, and I'm sitting there like, no, he could probably pull it off.
Yeah, you could.
He's a little too old, honestly, I think, but I'd want to cast slightly younger.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Like, here's my thing. You
The thing
can't
there
make
is, though,
him like
is
the
that-
big bad villain in everything. He was Thanos. You only get
No,
one.
that's fair. But the thing is Ganon's fucking huge.
Oh yeah,
So that's the only thing Matt Mercer doesn't have.
yeah.
But they make
I mean-
bodysuits for that.
Well, I was gonna say, well, it's not simply just that. I would say that if they were gonna do it that way, they could kind of go the Thanos route and have Matt doing the performance and the voice, but like they would go through and like facial capture and all that stuff, and then they would CG him. Like honestly, if they did it with the same level of
problem
care
there
and detail.
is-
If they did this with the same level of care and detail as they put into like the Thanos stuff, I think that could work.
The problem there is Thanos alien, but Ganon is more human than anything. Yeah, Gerudo.
No, Ganondorf
but-
Okay.
is more human. Ganon is not.
Well, that's
Ganon is
fair,
post.
but
Ganon is post transformation stuff, so we could turn into the little piggy that could.
Okay. Here's another thought for potential casting.
Uh-huh.
Half Thor Julius, the guy who played the Mountain in Game of Thrones.
Oh.
okay.
We talked about this. Maybe I don't remember if we did or not. He's taking over for season 2 of Ahsoka as Rey's character, the Jedi with the orange lightsaber. That like honestly one of the best characters in the Ahsoka series. Remember we reported that the actor for that who had played Punisher in one of the Punisher films, he passed away.
It
And-
wasn't Thomas Jane then.
And he and the actor who plays the Mountain, they're really, really good friends. And he got the actor's wife's blessing because he was offered a chance at the role and he didn't want to take it if she wasn't comfortable with it. And she was like, yeah, I think Ray would love that. And so now he's going to be playing I forget what the Jedi's character name is. I know it had to do with I know it had to do with the wolves chasing the moon because the other person was named Shin Hati. You had Skull and Hati. Isn't that their name, Skull and Hati?
Yeah.
I'm gonna look it up. I need to look it up, but I remember the reporting being that they are casting the Mountain to play him, to play that character. So. Okay, what was the guy's name? Ahsoka Tano. Blah, 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 blah. Ahsoka
They
season
also
one.
the thing I saw with the uh whatever casting, whatever
Ray
fantasy casting.
Stevenson. Ray Stevenson is the actor, and Byron Skull is the name of the character he played. So Skull and Hati. There we go. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry about that.
But another thing they'd said was Zendaya for Zelda, and I'm sitting there like, depends on which Zelda.
I look, man. She can't do everything.
She really can't.
Yeah.
But like, for me, it's also like,
Also,
it really depends on the
I know
Zelda,
the
I don't
fan
know.
base is divided on this. I am firmly in the center. If Link doesn't talk, that's okay. If Link does talk, that's okay. I am so tired of all these fans just jumping up. Link doesn't talk. Link doesn't talk. Well, excuse me, princess.
Me, princess.
Yeah, Link fucking talks, and he did it in the 80s. Shut up.
And even in Breath of the Wild, when you go to the castle, you can go into Zelda's room. In her journal, she talks about a conversation she had with Link. He stays quiet just because of how much is on his shoulder.
Yeah,
He
because of
doesn't
all
want
that.
to open his mouth and say something that could make someone either like doubt his
story-
abilities or
the
just
story
feel any
in-
sort of fear, so he just stays stoically quiet.
The story in Breath of the Wild and follow-up Tears of the Kingdom is so freaking good. Like, a lot of the story is like, it's there optionally if you want to check it out, but if you do find it and you read like the little things that are left around and start piecing all these different parts of the story together, you realize the story is so rich. But yeah. Yee.
The only there's one other thing I was thinking of that I would love for them to add just as a comedic effect.
Yeah.
Have Zelda yell at Link to quit breaking the pots.
Like they're trying to sneak through and he breaks the pot. Like, what?
Yeah, how else do I get the rupees? Rupees.
Yeah, it's
Zelda
rupees, not
pulls
rupees.
it up. Witchcraft!
Or the first, or one of the very big things is like Link just go You don't mess with the cuckoos.
Yes.
We need something to eat, though. Don't eat.
Trust
that.
me. Trust me. You do not mess with those.
Flashback to Link getting his ass kicked by a bunch of chickens.
Yeah, we need food. They lay eggs. Don't. Just
You
don't.
know what? Honestly, if
I
they were
love
going
that there's
to
like
turn,
Link has Vietnam flashbacks of being attacked by cuckoos.
if they were going to turn any specific game into a movie, I would want it to be Majora's Mask.
See, Majora's Mask would have to be at least 2 movies to get the entire story correct.
Probably,
Yeah.
but it would still be amazing.
I honestly think that if we took I would want to see the origin story of this.
Yes.
Bring us back to Skyward Sword with the origin.
60K.
Yeah. Cause it actually explains like why there's always a reincarnation of the hero Link, why Ganon is always ever present, and why Zelda is connected to Hylia, and how all of this is a cyclical
And how Ganon used to, or Ganondorf used to be the hero of time.
Yes. Wait, no, Ganondorf was Demise.
No, in one of the games, I forget which one specifically, there was content that stated that Ganon was at one point a hero of time.
I'm going to look that up. I'm not 100% sure on that.
Because the hero of time is Ocarina of Time, so...
Was Ganon... Okay, so... Yeah, I have to look this up. No, Ganondorf was not the hero of time. The hero of time is a different character, and Ganondorf is the villain, who is often the antagonist. Okay. So Ganon or Ganondorf.
I'm going to have to bring that up to my sister then, because she's the one who told me that.
Oh,
Yeah, your
Yeah, I
sister
was
must
pretty
have gotten
sure.
confused with something.
I was pretty sure. Like, there's only ever been one hero of time, and that's Ocarina / Majora's Mask.
Which is
Link.
funny because time travel mechanics are in 3 different games.
Yeah.
Yes. However, there's now 4 timelines.
No, there's
Dude,
3
this-
timelines.
No, there's 4 now.
What?
Yeah.
Hold on.
Yeah. They announced a new timeline, or they revised or something, and now there's 4.
It's so weird hearing you type and then there's a delay on screen.
Yeah. Oh no, I'm sorry. I stand corrected. 5 timelines.
What?
Yeah. The first thing you need to understand about the Zelda timeline is that it's actually 5 timelines. This is not a simple series. You must also understand that Link, Zelda, and Ganon in each game aren't always the same people. Yeah, that's so true. But yeah, the Zelda timeline. Oh God.
Okay, before
Okay.
we fall down this rabbit hole,
Child timeline, adult timeline, fallen hero timeline, the preceding 3 timelines. Jesus Christ, those are the ones that we are typically aware of.
Yeah, those should be the only 3, unless it counts. It might be counting the beginning and then converged timelines
Mm-hmm.
as 2 separate ones.
Hold on.
Because your starting timeline is Skyward, Minish, Force Sword, Ocarina, and then from Ocarina you can get the Fallen Hero timeline, the Child timeline, and the Adult timeline.
The
then
portion of
those
time, the
should
portion of the
converge.
timeline preceding the 3-way split is known as Hylia and the Hero of Time. Legend of Zelda: Breath of the Wild, creating a champion, states that everything before Breath of the Wild backstory has faded to myth. Which timeline Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom take place in is meant to be deliberately vague and up to the player's interpretation.
Yep.
Jesus. They're saying there's 5. Like, I know that it was announced like last year that there was a lot of that they had made like another timeline, and I was like, God dang it, really? It gets annoying after a while just trying to keep up with all the timeline stuff. Man. All right. Well, we've sat on this story for a while. Let's move on to the next one.
almost 15 minutes.
Yeah. Let's talk about. All right. Who wants to talk about this one? I know that Moon, you're getting the Pokemon one next. This is the virtual game card thing.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Go ahead. I need to run to the restroom.
Nintendo reveals Switch virtual game cards. Nintendo Today app. Nintendo unveiled during the Nintendo Direct on Thursday virtual game cards for Nintendo Switch and the new Nintendo Today app. Virtual game cards allow users to share digital games between Switch consoles starting in late April. The Nintendo Today smartphone app provides Nintendo news to users, and it launched on Thursday. When users download digital games, they will receive a virtual game card, which will be organized in a dedicated management screen. On that screen, players can load cards and also eject them. When ejected, the games can be transferred to another Switch over an internet connection. Local connection with the other Switch is also required, but only the first time. The process works for up to 2 systems. Players can also share games to the other users in the same Nintendo account family group. The systems must connect locally for the sharing process. After the process is complete, the player who received a game can play whenever and wherever for 2 weeks. After 2 weeks, the game is automatically returned to the original owner. Users can only share one game at a time to a particular person in the group. Save data will not be erased. The Nintendo Today app allows users to view Nintendo news and content. The app also includes a daily Nintendo calendar featuring Nintendo events. News about the upcoming Switch 2 system will appear daily on the app after the new console's presentation on April 2nd. Nintendo formally unveiled its Switch 2 system on January 16th. The first look trailer indicates a physically larger system, along with a larger kickstand with more adjustable angles. that is slated for later this year. The new system will play both physical and digital Switch games in addition to Switch 2 exclusive titles. Nintendo will provide more details during its Nintendo Direct Nintendo Switch 2 for April 2nd, 2025 presentation on April 2nd. Jesus Christ. Nintendo, yeah, okay. The rest of that's backstory. But this is big. This is awesome. Because usually it's you have digital games and you can't share it at all. Or if you try to, it takes like a long, complicated process and they can only play in your name. They can't use their own like profile or whatever to play it. This is big. I have Tears of the Kingdom and it's digital. My sister's been wanting to play Tears of the Kingdom for forever, and I can't necessarily let her play it. I mean, I can, but like she wants to play it on her Switch. Um, but now I can. I can do that. I got to set up my Switch so it'll actually start charging and everything, and start working like it needs to. But
Okay, so
this
you
is
bought
awesome.
it digitally?
Yeah, I have
Oh,
it digitally.
okay. Okay, gotcha. No, you're good.
If I had the physical card, I'd just give it to her.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
It's a lot easier with physical cards.
I have the physical
It
stuff.
is.
I have the physical cards for Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom. So tell your sister to bring her Switch if you guys are coming up for a KaiCon. Because I've got the game cards, the physical stuff, so she can play them.
Well, I mean, I've also literally this whole story is going to allow me to let her play it before we even have to go up there.
When is it happening though? Like, is this immediately available now or no?
He'll provide more details during his Nintendo Direct on 14th.
April 2nd.
Yeah. So
soon. Hopefully it'll be soon
Wednesday.
because like Nintendo loves doing this with certain things. They'll either have certain games or even certain updates that it's like, and as of this announcement, it'll be ready later today.
Yeah.
They do that a lot. And this could be something they do that with.
To a family member. There you go.
Yeah, well, that's specifically in like the Nintendo family thing. You don't even have to have a family member to do this. You could do this to like any other Switch.
Cool.
Mm-hmm.
So if we start reviewing games here, we might do it that way with the Switch.
Well, you have to connect locally.
Oh, never mind.
Exactly. So again, that's why I could like so easily do this with my sister because I have my Switch, she has her Switch. All I gotta do is like get mine charging and everything. Wait for whenever the fuck that update happens.
And it's
hopefully
only
soon.
up to 14 days, so you can lend it out for 2 weeks. But
yeah, and then you just lend it out again.
Okay.
Again, you have missed all of this. I've already said all this stuff, man.
Oh, yeah, I stepped away.
It was literally in the... Yeah, I understand you stepped away, but I thought you would have already read or watched the video.
I was just watching the video.
Yeah. Either way, but this is really big because, like, you can't do this on a Xbox or a PlayStation or even computer. You can kind of do it with Steam, kind of, but even then it's a little funky.
And honestly, you can do it with PlayStation and Xbox.
Yeah, you can.
How?
You don't seem to know how Game Pass works.
Not just Game Pass, but...
Forgot about Game Pass.
Yeah.
But with Xbox and PlayStation, if you sign into somebody else's console and make that your home console, they get access to your entire library.
Yes.
Yeah, but you have to make that console your home console.
And?
But
they do it to yours, you get access to their library.
Also, if you're using Game Pass, say one person uses Game Pass on their PC and the other person uses Game Pass on the console, you can share the same setup in Game Pass. So like it's a shared library.
Yeah.
Yeah, and and if you're paying for Game Pass,
same with PlayStation Plus.
Yeah, a lot of games that are on there, a lot of the games that are on Game Pass, like are can be exclusively through Game Pass. You don't have to pay to play them. You could because you're already paying for Game Pass, so if a game comes with Game Pass, you're not also having to buy the game. So yeah, this is good. I'm not saying that it's not. It's just this is another case of Nintendo is catching up, and that's fine. We're glad that it's happening.
I'm just hoping that the Switch 2 has Xbox One stuff inside of it instead of 360.
Oh,
Um, generational hardware.
yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
mean, we'll
Gotcha.
see. I don't,
We'll find out more at the Nintendo Direct.
We will. All
and it's
right.
not like any game on on the Switch has looked bad in any way.
Not looking bad. Performance is the issue.
Also.
My biggest issue with it is when I play Rune Factory 5
Mhm.
and I suddenly drop down to 2 frames a second for like 5 minutes.
Uh, I don't have that game, so
Yeah, neither do I. All right, let's move on. Talking about, I know you're gonna do this next one, Moon.
absolutely,
Can't not give you the Pokemon story.
especially this one.
Mm-hmm.
Pokemon Legend ZA Games trailer reveals ZA Royale. The Nintendo Direct live stream on Thursday unveiled a new trailer for the Pokemon Legend ZA game, and it reveals the ZA Royale, an area where trainers await in battle zones that was teased in a previous trailer through promotion matches. The video also previewed battles, Mega Evolution, and the day-night cycle. In ZA Royale, if the trainer spots the player, battle begins. Winners increase their rank. The game will launch in late 2025. The game takes place in Lumiose City, located in the Kalos region from the Pokemon XY games for Nintendo 3DS. The city is going through an urban development plan, a vision of beautiful coexistence between people and Pokemon. There are wild zones throughout Lumiose where wild Pokemon live. Catching Pokemon works similarly to Pokemon Legends Arceus, and players throw Pokeballs at Pokemon in the field to capture them. However, unlike the previous Legends games, battles play out in real time. Pokemon can move to avoid attacks and reposition themselves during battles. Different moves have varying reach and area of effect. Mega Evolutions, a powerful temporary power up, and a fully evolved Pokemon return from Pokemon XY. Starter Pokemon include Chikorita, Tepig, and Totodile. The Tepig is from the 5th generation Pokemon Black White, with the other two starters hailing from the 2nd generation Pokemon Gold and Silver. Characters include the new ally Urban Ortani. AZ from Pokemon XY runs the player's hotel. Jet is the CEO of Jesus Quasartico, that's a weird one, Incorporated, which is in charge of the urban development. Her secretary is Vinny. The colors in the ZA portion of the Pokemon Legends ZA's logo match that of legendary Pokemon from the series' 6th generation Zygarde. The 10% form, resembling a canine, is featured in the game's second trailer. Blah. Whereas previous Pokemon Legends Arceus game featured the history of Pokemon Diamond and Pearl Sinnoh region, Pokemon Legends ZA explores Pokemon XY's Kalos region. And not the past, I think this is more of a present sort of like development thing. Um, where was it? Pokemon Legends. Okay, that's just background stuff. But yes, I already watched the trailer for this. This is really exciting. That bit right there, where the Pokemon use Dig and dodge that one move, that was amazing. Because like with all of this happening in real time and not being in turns anymore, you have to actually time it. Get the timing down for that shit. So all of this is amazing. And like, oh
Yeah, this is the type of innovation Pokemon needs.
yeah, and
They had to
like
step up and do something after they just got showed up by Pow World.
you're not wrong.
Totally not wrong.
God,
Also-
just wait till you can
Also,
run the
they
streets
better-
with a Glock.
Considering the lawsuits and everything that are going on with Pocket Pair, this Pokemon game better like seriously crush it. And I don't mean in sales. I mean like gameplay wise, mechanics, everything has to be up there because
Well,
Nintendo fans
I-
have been turning on the companies behind this, and if they don't come out making one hell of a statement, it could hurt.
I would find it hilarious and kind of just desserts if Pocket Pair filed the patent for like real-time creature battles and sued Nintendo for it.
No, because Arceus was first. So
Doesn't mean that
No, it's
Nintendo
not.
filed the patent for it.
Fair.
Nintendo was not the first to put out real-time creature battles. Those have been around for a while.
Yeah.
Well, I mean specifically with Nintendo versus Pocket Pair. So
Yeah, but I mean, again, it's one of those things where Nintendo's on a slippery slope because if this becomes precedent, Nintendo's in for a whole lot of suits. And it's
Yeah,
going to
they
be
are.
really interesting. It's going to be really interesting when these lawsuits come down and then that 100% rating that they get every time they go after somebody in a legal battle, you watch as they start losing and you watch that percentage just drop. Because there's a lot of game mechanics that they use, that Nintendo uses, that don't belong to them. So if we're patenting game mechanics that are kind of generalistic, nope, that's not good. But anyway, so back to the Pokemon stuff.
I mean,
Yeah, I hope.
what else
I
is
hope
there to
it's
say?
really, I hope it does well. I mean, I know that it will financially do well. It is
Yes,
the
it's
Church of
Pokemon.
Pokemon will never go under, but
Mm.
yeah, it is the greatest single organized religion in the history of all religion. It is Pokemon. Yeah.
But yeah, this game does look really good, really interesting. I'm very excited for it. I really do want to play it. X and Y was one of my favorites, and I really loved Mega Evolution. For fuck's sake, just stick with Mega Evolution. Get rid of all the other gimmicks.
All right. Oh geez, what happened here with the? Okay, there's just a big blank spot here for Tomodachi.
Oh, that's where
Life.
a video's supposed to be.
Okay, there we go. Now I've refreshed it. It's there.
Someone
Let's
else
talk
can take
about
this one.
Tomodachi Life.
So, Nintendo announced during the Nintendo Direct live stream on Thursday, Tomodachi Life, Living the Dream, a new game in the Tomodachi Life series. The game will launch for Nintendo Switch in 2026. The first English Tomodachi Life game debuted for Nintendo 3DS in June 2014. The game is a sequel to the original Tomodachi Collection game in Japan. The game utilizes the player's Mii avatar to interact with friends in a virtual apartment complex. Players can engage in various activities with their Miis, including eating, changing outfits, interacting with other Miis, playing video games, meeting real-life celebrities like Christina Aguilera and Shaquille O'Neal, and confessing their love. Nintendo issued a formal apology shortly before the release of the 3DS game for not adding same-sex relationships to its life simulation game. While Nintendo asserted that it could not change the game before or after the June 2014 release in the West, it pledged that if it created a new Tomodachi title, it will strive to design a gameplay experience from the ground up that is more inclusive and better represents all players.
I will go ahead and say that this sounds Tomodachi Life sounds like if you took Sims
And made
and
it an MMO.
if you took Sims and like the life of a VTuber, like that's kind of where we're at here. Like I can imagine lots of VTuber stuff happening in this.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean,
It's
it's
nice that they're gonna include like same-sex relationships though, so that more people can feel represented. I absolutely get that. Especially
and
now that it's not like horribly taboo like it was back in the late aughts and early teens. Yeah, it's definitely more acceptable, and uh, being interested in the same sex is now considered family friendly. Look at that. Just a decade later and it finally made it. I don't know much about Tomodachi Life. I never played it. This is actually my first time hearing of it. So, yeah. Hope it does well.
Yeah.
I'm not actively rooting for Nintendo to fail, guys. I may not have the highest opinion of Nintendo on a lot of things, but I don't actively root for them to fail. Alrighty. Now on to the last one. I do want to talk about this because this is one I've been playing for a long time. I love the Metroid Prime series. Metroid Prime 4 Beyond Games trailer reveals new planet, psychic abilities, and suit. Nintendo unveiled on Thursday during its Nintendo Direct live stream a new video for the Metroid Prime 4 Beyond game. The video reveals Planet Viros, Samus' psychic abilities, and new suit. The game is slated for 2025 for Nintendo Switch. And then the rest is kind of backstory here. Of like they announced it back in 2017, but like because we haven't heard anything in so long, we all thought it was a joke. It turns out it's actually happening. Yeah.
They just had to restart development once or twice.
Viros.
Yeah,
All
it'd be
right.
like that.
Yeah, this looks really cool.
It
I
does.
haven't seen the trailer. Like, I wanted to give a raw kind of reaction to this, so I didn't watch it until just now. Scanning stone figures.
Yeah, I've never gotten to play the Metroid Prime series. I kind of want to though.
It's pretty good. It's pretty good.
Yeah, they're a lot of fun.
I remember, what was it? The third Metroid Prime series was back on GameCube. That's how far back it is.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and Wii. The Wii. Oh, man.
Oh god, the motion controls for it on the Wii were
Horrible.
interesting.
Vomit inducing. That's what they were. Anyway, we'll be here forever if we keep up with that. Who wants to tackle the final one with Pac-Man?
Bandai Namco Entertainment streamed a new trailer during the Nintendo Direct livestream on Thursday for Shadow Labyrinth, a reimagining of its Pac-Man game, and it reveals the game's July 18th release for PlayStation 5, Xbox Series, Switch, and PC via Steam. The video previews the gameplay and the mech Gaia. Bandai Namco Entertainment describes the game as Swordsman Number 8 awoken by a floating yellow orb, Puck, on a mysterious planet amidst relics of wars past. You are chosen to become the instrument of its will. To survive, you will discover many secrets, consume your enemies, and grow from prey to the apex predator as you embrace your true purpose. The game is getting a digital deluxe edition that includes an art book and soundtrack. Okay. The secret level adult animated anthology series from the Love, Death, Robots creative team previously debuted a Pac-Man episode last December that showed a reimagining similar to Shadow Labyrinth. And then Pac-Man first debuted with its original arcade game in 1980. And I did not realize Pac-Man had an anime in 2013.
Mm-hmm. It's had a
Pac-Man
couple
an
animated shows.
Yeah, it's had a few.
They even had like a 3D one. I want to say like around 2014.
So yeah, this definitely is following in the same vein as the secret level version, the dark Pac-Man universe,
Which is so interesting.
It is.
I haven't gotten to see any of the secret level stuff, sadly.
You haven't? Oh,
Mm-mm.
they're really short.
Oh, I'm sure, but
It's on.
like,
I think it's on Max, and we may be doing Max next
No,
season.
it's either Max or
I thought it was
Amazon.
Amazon.
Oh no, you're right. It was on Amazon. Yeah, they're. You could watch the entire anthology in an hour. Like they're
no,
really
some of the episodes are 20 to 30 minutes.
Really? Didn't feel
Yeah.
that way. Most of it felt like way too quick.
Give me a moment. I'll pull up Prime and
Oh, you're good.
see what.
You're good. I believe you.
I know. I'm fairly certain the Warhammer episode was like 19 to 25 minutes.
That Warhammer episode was so good.
It didn't feel like that long, but
Yeah.
it was just one giant ride the entire time.
Oh yeah, it was. All right.
Oh, that was my.
We're gonna move on to the anime block now. Also, need to make an announcement moving forward. The live for the live shows for Anime Church, we will no longer be doing a reviewing of anime at the end. If you want to know what we thought of certain, yeah, after this one. Well, moving forward, we will no longer be doing that We will be releasing our reviews on Monday or Tuesday because I think what I want to do and what I've kind of come up with is we'll get like a list of episodes that we want to watch and we'll watch them on Monday afternoon before we have to do the show or whatever. Like, I'm not looking at a lot of them. Like, I think 3 is good enough, and if we want to, we can do a short stream and reaction to that, and then I'm not sure. I'm not sure if we want to stream it yet or not, but uh, if nothing else, it'd be the 3 of us sitting down and watching like whatever episodes of whatever shows we decide to cover, and then we'll record our thoughts after each episode, and then we'll upload all 3 of those together as one video of us just discussing stuff. And our discussions can go on a while, as you've seen with us just talking Zelda earlier.
Yes.
But hey, I prefer those things because we're like in it. We're like there. I love those conversations. If we could have those conversations about anime episodes, that's great. Right now, I only know 2 shows that we're reacting to. That's why I can't wait till we get to the end of the 2025 lineup so we can be like, all right, which one of these do we want to watch? Because I know we want to continue with Apothecary Diaries since it's continuing on, and it's good. Apothecary Diaries is very good. And then there's the beginning after the end. Like, there was no way we were not going to watch that. But I don't have like a third one in mind, you know? So we'll see. It might be one of the ones we're talking about coming up. But good news. Blue Box Anime is getting a second season. The final episode did come out last week, and we'll be talking about that at the end. But the official Twitter account for the anime, Blue Box, announced on Friday that the series is getting a second season. The staff unveiled a new visual video, which I didn't watch, but you know, I'm looking forward to it. The rest of this is just backstory on.
Yeah, honestly, the series finale or the season finale, yeah, it definitely needs another season. Cause
Yeah.
fuck you guys for leaving it off right there.
Oh well, yes and no. I was just like, where are we at? Oh, that's where we're at in the story. Yeah, but we'll get to that. So I'm assuming generally all around we're happy that Blue Box is getting a second season.
Yeah.
Right? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. All right, moving on. New anime coming up this week for from Studio Mappa and Shinichiro Watanabe, who of course is was the director for the Cowboy Bebop series, and
not the live action.
Not the live action. We have to state this: the original Cowboy Bebop series. But this is they showed the opening. They released the opening for this anime that is going to be called Lazarus, and it looks so Cowboy Bebop styled. I am here for it. It looks so good. Adult Swim streamed on Thursday the opening video for Lazarus, the new original anime for Toonami and Shinichiro Watanabe, known for doing Cowboy Bebop, Samurai Champloo, and Space Dandy, and animation studio Mappa, who of course is known for Chainsaw Man, Jujutsu Kaisen, Attack on Titan, the final season, and Zenshu. And Kamisi Washington performs the opening theme, Vortex. The series will premiere on Adult Swim's Toonami programming block on April 5th at 12 a.m. or midnight Eastern Daylight. The episodes will stream on the next day on the Max streaming service in Japan. Series will premiere on TV Tokyo and its affiliates on April 6th at 11:45 p.m. Sorry, in Japan, it will be streaming at those times and will also stream on various platforms. The show will have 13 episodes. I don't want to go too into the weeds on this one. I think
this is the first time I've seen an anime actually premiere on Adult Swim
Exactly.
and then get put onto a streaming service.
Yeah. So you had me at Shinichiro Watanabe. If you didn't already know, like, if you're telling me that the director of Cowboy Bebop, Samurai Champloo, and Space Dandy is doing a new anime, I'm like, yes, bitch. And then you tell me it's being drawn by Mappa, and I'm like, stop. I can only get so erect, you know?
And then you got the stuntman and director for John Wick designing the
Yes.
action sequences.
Yes. Oh man, that's so good. I'm here for it. I'm so here
Like
for it.
there's a lot going on in this.
This may be one of the ones that we react to. This may be our third one. I don't know.
Unfortunately though, it's on Max, and I don't think any of us have Max right now.
I'm thinking about canceling one subscription for like probably Netflix. I'm gonna get rid of that because I'm not really using it.
That would make sense because Netflix is way too expensive now.
Netflix
And
is
they're
super
increasing
overpriced.
prices again.
Yeah, Netflix is super freaking overpriced, and at this point in time, I'm just like, you know what? I think I'm gonna get the bundle so we can do Disney Plus and Max.
I have to ask, Richie, on your
Yeah.
Netflix, is it mainly just like K-dramas and Japanese shows? Because that's all mine is showing me.
I don't use my Netflix often, and I've never watched a K drama. So
Like, because I log in, I'm looking for like, the Netflix movies and that. It's just
I
like,
saw Venom:
hey,
The Last Dance is on Netflix, and I almost watched it.
Yes.
I haven't gotten around to it yet.
I was looking for that, but all I'm finding are K-dramas and Japanese TV shows. I'm just like, the fuck?
I don't get those, unfortunately, or fortunately, I guess. Yeah, I don't get those.
Oh, they're fantastic. Don't get me wrong, they're fantastic.
I'm gonna actually look this up because I'm curious now. You guys got me curious, and I want to know.
While he's looking that up, Richie, or Moon, what are your thoughts on this?
I think it looks really cool. I'm intrigued. Kind of want to see the first episode. Yeah.
Wait, whoa. Okay, if I don't want ads, let's find out how much it is. I hate that there's the ads and the not ads. Okay, I don't know how much I'm paying for Netflix, but it's probably close to this. So for $30 a month, you get Disney Plus, Hulu, and Max.
Let's see here.
$29.99 a month, and that's without ads. That's the without ads one. I'm pretty sure it would be cheaper if it was with ads.
Yeah,
it's $16.99 a month for those three services with ads.
Okay. Do you get ads on Netflix right now, Richie?
No.
Okay, then you're paying anywhere from $18 to $25 a month for it.
Now you could upgrade Disney Plus, Hulu, Max bundle, no ads. Ads will be served in selective live and linear content. So if you upgrade, it's $13 a month for this?
Oh, it's plus $13 a month.
Oh, plus $13 a month. Okay. So that's with ads. Oh, so it's $13 added on to this. Yeah.
Yes, so that's the $29.99.
Yeah. Okay, so if you want to do the Disney Plus Hulu bundle just in general, that's $2.99 a month. And
With
then
ads.
Disney Plus,
For 4
Hulu,
months, then it's
ESPN
$10.99 a
Plus,
month.
Bakes is 16, and then yeah. So I'm interested in that because there are things the beautiful thing is with a VPN, you can a lot of the shows that are on Hulu that I don't want to go onto Hulu for, I just switch my VPN over to Canada, and suddenly I have like 1,000 Year Blood War, and there's a bunch of anime that are in Disney jail that maybe we can catch up on. So there are some things that are in Disney jail right now that people probably want you to watch, Moon, and I haven't seen them either, so I might hold off. And we could just watch them together on Wednesday.
And let's face it, for $17 a month, that's not bad. With ads, that's just basic TV at that point.
Yeah, it's so funny that streaming was supposed to be like the way like our we're leaving cable because cable's too expensive, and now streaming has become cable.
Yeah.
It's so stupid. It's so stupid.
All these squares make a circle.
Indeed. Also, there's a lot of good stuff on Max as well that I wanted to throw out there. But
Oh yeah, there's a ton of good shit on Max. It's got Batman the Animated Series. Like, come on.
yeah. Oh, you can also stream Max on 2 devices at once. Interesting.
Yeah.
So, yeah, this may be like a Fat Dog thing. Like, I may set it up as like a Fat Dog account that we all can just watch together with or whatnot. But yeah, I still haven't finished season 3 of Vox Machina. I need to.
I haven't even started it.
Oh, of season 1 or season 3?
Season 3.
Oh, okay. I think I'm like 2 episodes into season 3, and that's it. So, thing is, I do know what's going. I do have a general idea of what's happening, and I'm like, all right. The things I am so interested in right now, the things that I'm so interested in for season 3 is all the Percy and Vax stuff.
Yeah.
Like, they did the bathtub scene, and they did the scene where he comes to her door with the wine, and she's just standing there in her birthday suit when she opens the door.
Completely naked.
Yeah. Oh, dude, I love. Yo, cause, all right, Vax goes into the tub and is having the little talk with Percy. Hey, don't fucking break my sister's heart, all this other stuff. And then he gets up and leaves. And then suddenly Vex just bursts out. Oh, I thought he'd never leave.
Oh, yeah.
So good.
Moment.
So good. You know, you're getting weirder.
And the way Liam responded was just like...
Yeah.
like at the table. That is such a twisted D&D moment. No, that's a great D&D moment.
Percy is my favorite character in all of Vox Machina for simply one statement that he made. Your secret is safe with my indifference. That is the best. That is the best freaking thing. Guys, we could sit down and do like a Vox Machina campaign, like chat. Like, we could just do that. May be a thing like we do on like our own channels or something. I don't know, where we just sit down and we just nerd out about stuff.
Also, I started watching the they have abridged episodes of Campaign 3. Episode 2 threw me for a loop because they're still showing the video. I just hear Matt Mercer start talking. And it's like, okay, so we begin. I look down and he's dressed as oh shit, what's her name? Not Marisha, the one with the glasses. Laura. He's dressed as Laura Bailey, and I have to sit there and be like, why is he dressed like that? And then it cuts to the rest of them. Why are they dressed like that?
Yeah.
It was a Halloween episode, but
it was a Halloween episode, but they were dressed up as each other.
Because it didn't have the buildup of them all addressing it, I just looked out and saw that, and I'm like, that's wrong. I need context.
So much fun on that show.
Yeah, they have a lot of fun. I can't wait.
They
also,
do. They
you need to send me that because I am not anywhere near caught up on.
It's on the Critical Role
Campaign 3.
It's on the Critical Role YouTube channel. They have
for
a
an
playlist
abridged. They have an abridged version of it.
Yeah, they're cutting them down. Only Campaign 3 for now, but hopefully they do Campaigns 1 and 2 because that would help.
Also, we're getting a Mighty Nine animated series soon too. That's cool. All right, moving on. Let's talk about the next story. Moon, you have to talk about this. Odekake Kozume.
Okay. Odekake Kozume creator makes Bocchi the Rock crossover comic. The world's cutest shark and Bocchida, united to hold sway at Japan's biggest anime convention this past weekend to the delight of their fans, including a certain famous voice actress.
I love this image. This is so cute. It's kind of like if Bocchizilla and Jeff the Land Shark got together, you know? It's kind of that vibe. It's giving me that kind of cuteness vibe.
Odekake Kazume creator Penguin Box released a Bocchi the Rock collaboration short comic on March 19th. The 4-page comic follows as the titular shark Kozume-chan explores the annual Anime Japan event at Tokyo Big Sight. The shark encounters Hitori Goto, Ikuyo Kita, Ryo Yamada, and Nijika Ichiji from Bocchi the Rock. In true Goto fashion, she is shocked at Kozame-chan's social media presence and summons Bocilla. Caught up in the moment, Kozame-chan also dons a Bocilla outfit, and the two rain terror on the anime event.
I love that. I love that. Like in the first comic up there, you've got Bochi hiding in like the trash, and I was like, there it is, proof, ladies and gentlemen, your waifu is trash. It is legit now. But yeah, this is adorable. I love this.
Mm-hmm. The Otakake Kozame franchise then posted an original Anime Japan Otakake Kazame X Bochi the Rock illustration. The illustration features Hitori Goto holding Kozame-chan. So cute. Kozame-chan appeared at Anime Japan for meet and greets throughout the 2-day event. Cast members Kana Hanazawa, Kozame-chan, Megumi Han, Anko-chan, and Misaki Kuno, Usame-chan, and Yurichiro Umehara, man with the mohawk, also appeared at the Karakawa booth stage for a talk show on March 23rd, and the booth sold Bochi the Rock and Otakake Kozame crossover merchandise. Naturally, Bocilla crashed Kozame-chan's meet and greets. Hanazawa lamented on social media on March 22nd that she wanted to meet Kozame-chan after seeing posts from one of the meet and greets. Thankfully, she met the shark during the both stage event and later shared photos and videos with Kozame-chan.
That's so cute.
Mm-hmm.
That's so cute. Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's very cute.
Super cute. All right. That was if I look at this anymore, I'm gonna get more cavities than I already have because this is way too sweet.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Who wants to talk about the One Piece stuff?
That is a you and Moon thing.
Also, I want to go ahead and point out: don't be fooled by certain content creators on YouTube talking about how One Piece is finished because the showrunner walked away or like One Piece is going to be trash or whatever. Like literally he said like if they bothered to actually read the info and not just look at a headline and just start making clickbait content, or they're actively lying to you. No, the showrunner is leaving after finishing up season 2. They're going to go on break for a while so that he can, you know, get into a better headspace. He is stepping away for his mental health and then coming back to work with them on season 3 when that starts happening. I've seen so many YouTube videos where the title was that, and I'm like, you guys are actively lying to people. That is not at all what any of the articles stated.
Yeah.
This is the problem with having clickbait titles in your articles. People will just run with the title and assume the worst.
Mm-hmm.
That's why they call it doom scrolling. Anyway.
I just refer to scrolling through Twitter as doom scrolling.
Yeah, for me, doom scrolling is just when I get sucked into looking at Reels or YouTube Shorts. Because
yeah, YouTube Shorts for me. Speaking of Reels, we have posted a shit ton of clips onto Instagram Reels for all of our abridged content. Please go look at all of it, drop a comment, leave a like, all that good stuff, so that the algorithm will push it. Same with our TikTok. We are finally active on TikTok again. So please make sure to go and help us with the algorithm so that more people can see it, because the more people that see it, the more people will come to the channel to watch the full things and potentially become patrons so that we can actually afford to get content out sooner.
Amy, you missed the news piece about the one of the new things Nintendo's doing. I'll be able to let you play Tears of the Kingdom, even though it's digitally on my Switch. Tell you a little bit more about it later, but yeah, you're gonna enjoy that.
And back to you, Sea Goat.
Hi, Goat.
Hi, Goat. All right. Moon, take it away. Sorry. Moon, take it away.
All right. One Piece to appear at March 30th Borussia Dortmund Football Club game. Voice actor Subaru Kimura announced during the One Piece franchise's Anime Japan stage event this past weekend that the anime series will be collaborating with German football club Borussia Dortmund on March 30th. Kimura showed off his German language skills in the process. How nice. The franchise revealed the key visual and played a message from Dortmund left wing Julian Brandt. The collaboration will happen during the March 30th home game against FSV Mainz. One Piece character Tony Chopper and Dortmund mascot Emma will perform a walking act. As of press time, Dortmund is 11th in the Bundesliga league. Jesus. The team has played 26 games with 10 wins, 5 draws, and 11.
Oh no. What happened?
Okay, thank God that's not that. It wasn't me that it cut out on.
Okay. Whew. For a second, I was like, "Oh no," and I was about to check my stuff.
Like I heard him cut out. Like shit! Don't be my internet. Don't be my internet.
That's immediately what I thought. That is immediately what I thought.
Huh.
Welcome back.
Okay.
Yeah, we hear you now. You want to continue or Moon? Yes, we hear you.
Okay, I said I don't know where it left off. I finished reading.
Oh, okay. Well, frick.
Um,
I figured he would have stopped as soon as. Oh, I guess he didn't hear us, but we were like, "Oh, crap!" So, yeah, I don't know where you cut off either because I was just letting you go and wasn't scrolling.
Basically, it's a
with
One
the
Piece thing. Things are happening.
German football. Cool.
Yeah.
Yep. All right. Konosuba to stream, or Crunchyroll to stream Konosuba 3 bonus stage OVA solo camping for 2, the Earthbound Mole anime. Crunchyroll announced on Tuesday that it will stream Konosuba God's Blessing on This Wonderful World 3 bonus stage original video anime in April, and the solo camping for 2 and Deki no Mogura, the Earthbound Mole anime in July. All 3 will get preview screenings at SakuraCon at the Seattle Convention Center in Ballroom 2 on April 19th at 11:30 a.m. PDT. The Konosuba Season 3 bonus stage OVA consists of 2 unaired episodes that started a 2-week theatrical screening run in Japan on March 14th. The OVA will head to general retail stores on Blu-ray and DVD on April 25th. The OVA reunites the returning staff and cast. The 2 OVA episodes are titled Red Stream Explosion and Nisemono Chui, or Beware of Fakes. Yeah, and the rest is just kind of backstory on Konosuba. And I don't know anything about the others, so I'm not going to go into that, especially because we've got more to cover. And I know that getting into the spring 2025 lineup is going to be a big thing of taking us a while.
yes.
All right.
Yeah.
One Piece director and animator slams down on Ghibli AI controversy. Unfortunately, the Princess Mononoke 4K remaster hitting theaters isn't the biggest news for the legendary anime studio Ghibli. Recent artificial intelligence-fueled art has been hitting social media that transforms images and videos into scenes that look like they were made by Hayao Miyazaki. To no one's surprise, anime creators aren't too thrilled to see Miyazaki's style used in such a way, and some are more than willing to share their thoughts on the matter. Most recently, a legendary animator who has worked on the likes of One Piece, Naruto, Castlevania, Pokemon, and JoJo's Bizarre Adventures doesn't have anything nice to say about the recent AI campaigns. Animator Henry Thurlow took to his social media account to express his displeasure with the new trend, wondering what those using artificial intelligence are even hoping to achieve. I'm not sure what exactly these folks making AI Ghibli images even think they're accomplishing beyond offending and upsetting the original artist, which you'd assume they're fans of. I mean, you can't and never will make profitable movies with this stuff. It's akin to trolling. Thurlow has been a part of the animation world since the early 2000s, so he has definitely earned the right to share his opinion on this matter and come to Studio Ghibli's side. Thurlow continued, if you don't have the time to dedicate to becoming an amazing chef, you don't deserve a Michelin star. If you don't have time to dedicate to acting, you don't deserve an Oscar. And if you don't have time to dedicate to animation and art, then stay the fuck away. No, I'm going to do it. Then stay the fuck out of my industry. The One Piece director's thoughts were shared by Ghibli director Hayao Miyazaki, who went on record stating his disdain for art that emerged thanks to artificial intelligence. In a 2019 documentary for Japanese television station NHK, Miyazaki pulled no punches when it came to the art created by AI. Whoever creates this stuff has no idea what pain is whatsoever. I am utterly disgusted. I would never wish to incorporate this technology into my work at all. I strongly feel that this is an insult to life itself. Last year, the Nippon Anime and Film Culture Association banded together to back creators and make sure that those who create anime receive their fair share of the face in the face of AI. We, the NAFCA, feel it would be very difficult in the future to bring fair revenue to creators when projects are being created through the use of generative AI, the note reads. For instance, if an AI generates a character with the head of a Doraemon, the body of a Gundam, and the voice of Son Goku, if that creation is made with the thought it can be used freely so long as we hand over the required revenue, we're not interested. Even if a character created using 100 others were to make a ton of profit, there is no good mechanism or of sharing profit and approval with the creators of those 100 said characters. There we go. I think we kind of all fall on the same side as the director on this one, so I wasn't going to
100%.
dive too much into our thoughts. Also, I think for the next 30 minutes, we'll be covering the anime list, so let's just get to it. The spring 2025 season is coming up, and we're days away, in fact. And let's start here. We've got Fire Force Season 3. I don't know where Fire Force is in the story, because I read really far ahead in the manga, and I know that in Season 2, they were getting to some of the stuff that I'd already been reading, but I'm curious. I haven't watched Season 2 fully, so I need to. Lazarus, we talked about this earlier. I definitely want to check that out. That may be one of the ones that we put down for our reviews. And then now, I can't remember if I watched the full thing for this, but I think I did. I've been killing slimes for 300 years and maxed out my oh god. See, some of these titles are so long that I can't see the translated version. And maxed out my level Season 2. Exactly. Yeah, thank you. So yeah, we're getting a Season 2 of that. I know a lot of people are happy about that, which is cool. I'm not gonna poo-poo on your parade. That series just wasn't for me, I think. But hey, to each their own. If you're happy that it's got a second season, awesome. Windbreaker Season 2, aka if... Really?
What?
Because I said Windbreaker? Idiot. I'm not surprised. We are all children here. That being said, if Tokyo Revengers actually had good fight choreography, that's kind of what this is. Except you've got an awkward main character who doesn't know how to deal with positivity and compliments because he's usually, for his whole life, he's been looked down on, talked shit about, all sorts of other stuff. So he's used to raging at the world. And when people are nice and kind and give him compliments, he doesn't know how to handle that. It's violent as shit and also simultaneously wholesome. You know,
Mhm.
it's wholesome ass kicking. Then we move to My Hero Academia Vigilantes coming out. By the way, guys, if you want me to pause so you can talk about any of these shows, you're welcome to let me know.
Yeah.
Don't worry, we will.
Okay. Uh, I don't remember much because I only read the manga a few chapters in, but I've heard a lot of good things about the story for Vigilantes, so I'm looking forward to it. The beginning after the end. How many of us are familiar? Like, I can't remember. I know Moon and I are. Fenris, how familiar are you with the source material for T-Bait?
I've read a couple chapters of the manhwa.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, I'm very, 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 very excited for this one.
Yeah, I know that you're at least 5 books in, and I'm finishing up volume 11 right now.
Yeah, I
So,
think I'm still working on 6. I just gotta start listening to it again.
gotcha. Okay. You know what? Jesus. Maybe I should be reading some of the stuff for the descriptions. I just realized.
For some of them, yeah,
Mhm.
like new ones, but other than that, you know,
Lazarus. The year is 2052. An era of unprecedented peace and prosperity prevails across the globe. The reason for this, mankind has been freed from sickness and pain. Nobel Prize winning neuroscientist Dr. Skinner has developed a miracle cure-all drug with no apparent drawbacks. Called Hapuna. Hapuna soon becomes ubiquitous and essential. However, soon after Hapuna is officially introduced, Dr. Skinner vanishes. Okay, that's interesting. That's very interesting. Okay, please put them on Takamine-san. Jesus. Takamine-san is great at everything she does, and her magnetic personality makes her the envy of everyone. She gets good grades, excels at sports, and even manages to become student council president during her first year of high school. But Takamine has a secret. She possesses an ability called uh,
Eternal Virgin Road.
Jesus Christ, allowing her to redo past actions and achieve a different result.
What?
While this might seem like a decent skill to have, Takamine must pay a price to activate it. She has to strip off a piece of her lingerie. After getting an imperfect score in a test, Takamine begins to remove her underwear during class and is spotted by her average and weak-willed classmate, Toshi Shirota, who is bewildered by the sight. However, the very next instant, things reset and Takamine's test is now perfect. While Shirota decides to confront Takamine about her previous test score, she reveals her ability to him and blackmails him into becoming her closet. Yeah, her closet, making him carry around extra lingerie and put them on her. Her goal is to be able to use Eternal Virgin Road as much as possible in order to stay at the top of the school hierarchy. Left with little choice in the matter, Shirota accepts starting an oddly intimate type of relationship with the most popular girl at school. Yeah.
Well, it at least ought to be decent for a laugh.
Yep. The second season of Aharen-san, which I think is kind of a niche show. It was cute. It was charming, but it didn't really catch my attention. But that's just it's a personal thing. Like it personally didn't catch my attention as well as it did with others. But hey, glad it's getting a season 2. Can a boy-girl friendship survive? A boy and a girl pledge lifelong friendship in a small town junior high school. The relationship between the two, who are destined to share a common dream, has passed. 2 years without any particular development. Uh, Himari Inuzuka, a bubbly girl who has yet to find her first love, and Yu Natsume, a plant-loving boy who enjoys flowers, and flowers still spend their days peacefully as best friends in the gardening club in the second year of high school. If you can't get married, I have to take responsibility. I'm having trouble now because after Himari said that, your brother began calling me brother-in-law. Okay. However, when Ryu reunites with his first crush, the gears of their relationship suddenly go out of sync. Will Himari be able to escape her ideal friend now that she has found love? All right.
What is
Season
love?
2 of Go Go Loser Ranger. Has anybody seen season 1?
Yes. And
Okay.
I've been reading the manga.
Oh, okay, gotcha. I forget
It
where this
is.
is streaming. Go Go Loser Ranger is streaming on
Max, I
Max.
think.
Okay, so another reason to get the bundle. All right. Witch Watch.
That one.
You want to talk about this one? Go for it.
No, you said which watch. I was saying it's that watch.
Oh, you son of a bitch.
You're welcome.
I hate you.
I know.
From old country bumpkin to master swordsman. So, yeah. I think the title kind of explains it entirely.
Yeah.
The brilliant healer's new life in the shadows. I have heard some people say this is good.
Yeah, that is a fantastic one.
Sword of the Demon Hunter. Black Butler Emerald Witch Arc. Kowloon Generic Romance. Okay. The Shunji Family Children. I'm the evil lord of an intergalactic empire. I've also heard that is pretty fun. Like, it's funny.
Okay, then.
Yeah. Your Forma, Shoshimin, How to Become Ordinary, Season 2. Summer Pockets.
And some are not.
God damn it, Moon.
Yeah. If I didn't need you to talk, I'd mute you for that. How dare you? How freaking dare you? The duck anime we've all been talking about. That's why I didn't say the title, because I didn't want you to do that.
Too bad.
Yeah. Machina-san's A Love Bot.
I'm sorry, what?
Yeah.
Read the description. It's hilarious.
Machina
hilarious.
Agatsume, the school idol, moves into the home of Eita Akutsu, an introverted mechanical otaku. Eita, who has secretly harbored feelings for her, thinks he's hit the jackpot, but it turns out she's actually a robot made for sexual purposes. Caught off guard by her sudden physical advances, the virgin Eita is at a loss. Furthermore, he finds himself in a frenzy trying to help her maintain her secret identity, a romantic comedy with a slightly risque mechanical revelation where the hilarity ensues as they try to keep the secret under wraps.
All right, I'd watch it.
Mm-hmm.
That's a weird premise, but you know what? Fuck it. I like weird shit.
The
We
unaware...
watch weirder premises.
True.
Yep.
The unaware Atelier Meister. Okay.
It's Atelier.
Atelier, sorry. Once Upon a Witch's Death. Rock is a Lady's Modesty. I remember we briefly talked about that.
Yeah, that one looks
It's interesting.
interesting.
And Shirley.
Surely you jest.
I'm not jesting, and don't call me Shirley. The Too Perfect Saint, tossed aside by my fiance, and Jesus
And
Christ.
sold to another kingdom.
And sold to another kingdom. Jeez, man. These titles.
Yep.
Zatsutabi, that's Journey. No, Journey's a musical group, dude. You gotta calm down there.
Yeah.
The Dinner Table Detective.
Real quick, I just thought of something funny. I want there to be a light novel named. I couldn't think of a title for my light novel, so I transported myself to another world to find the title.
Jesus. Okay. The Gorilla God's Go-To Girl. Bye Bye Earth
Sorry,
Season
what?
2. Yeah, you heard me. Cinderella Gray. Guilty Gear Strive, Dual Rulers, Apocalypse Hotel, Mono. Look at that. A 4-letter title.
Man.
Yaiba,
That's-
Samurai Legend,
So
a ninja
random.
and an assassin under one roof.
Hmm.
Yeah.
That sounds like it could be interesting.
The animation is way more cutesy than I would imagine based on the title, but okay.
I mean,
Teogonia.
I like tea.
The Mononoke lecture logs of Shuzenji Sensei. What's the rest
He
of it?
just solves all the mysteries.
Okay. Catch
Huh.
Me at the Ballpark. Meibashi Witches. Food for the Soul. Uchijin Mumu.
Moo.
Compass 2.0 animation project. Everyday Host. Miru Paths to My Future. Princession Orchestra.
Ha.
Hanadol reinterpretation of Flowering.
Hmm.
Classic Stars. Kopin-chan, which is just adorable looking animation. Masada Kosuke, Gekijo gag manga, Biorigo. Okay. Araiguma Kalkaldan.
Now, I wish that one had a frickin' synopsis because that seems like what's going on here?
Himitsu no R.I.P. Ringen? Okay, so somebody's secret. Oh, it's the second
Sure.
season. Well, Himitsu's
It
secret.
looks like it's a magic girl.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Kaiju Sekai Seifuku. Meko. Shibuya Hachi Part 3. Oh, good God. Okay. None of these have English titles.
Mm-hmm.
I'm
Chiku
just-
wa senki ore no kawaii de
I just decided
Shinyaku.
to skip it. I'm not reading them.
Fair enough, but
They-
also like
they're
I was
on
reading it in
screen,
my
so I
head
don't-
and I'm like, I want to say it now.
Licorice Recoil, Friends Are Thieves of Time. These
I
are
still need
the
to watch the
ONAs.
actual anime.
Moonrise, To Be a Hero X, Yu-Gi-Oh! Card Games, The Chronicles.
Okay. Then.
Koisuru One Piece. It's the one where it's a gag manga spinoff. Is about 3 high school students, a young male student, his girlfriend, and a third wheel who is a One Piece fanatic. Their names are similar to the Straw Hat Pirates, and the group
That's
form a
funny.
fan club dedicated to One Piece.
I like that. That sounds cool.
Jo Yo Yoon, second season. Oh God, I'm not. And of course the OVA is Konosuba 3. The movies, we got the Jujutsu Kaisen movie coming out this season, as well as Miss Kobayashi movie. Detective Conan is getting its 28th movie. Jesus.
Fuck's sake. When is he gonna find the cure?
Well, he doesn't want to grow up. He's a Toys R Us kid.
Toys R Us is closed forever.
He has outlived
They're
Toys R Us.
actually coming back in Canada.
There you
Holy
go.
shit.
Okay, yeah, that's basically it. We'd be here forever if we kept trying to do all of this.
We
not-
could spend 2 hours just going over all
Right.
of these in the synopsis, and
It's
yeah,
not as heavy. It's not as heavy as a lot of other seasons have been on like the big titles that are drawing people in. I'm guessing that like summer or fall is going to be crazy with this stuff. What do we have coming up in summer that's even announced? Dawn to Dawn season 2. Okay. My Dress Up Darling season 2. Kaiju number 8 season 2. So just the top 3 are like must watches for me. Call of the Night season 2. This is all coming out in the summer.
Yeah.
Oh, Shield Hero season 4.
Okay.
Grand Blue Dreaming season 2. Sakamoto Days part 2. Let's see. Rent a Girlfriend season 4. Holy crap. The Summer Hikaru Died. Oh, wow.
Poor Hikaru.
I was reincarnated as the 7th Prince season 2. Dr. Stone's
Yes.
Science Future part 2.
Why are we looking at summer 2025?
Just checking to see. There's no freaking way I'll be your. I was honestly not expecting this much stuff to have already been put on the list.
Announced.
Secrets of the Silent Witch, Apocalypse Bringer. So I'm just checking this stuff out. Betrothed to my sister's ex. Oh boy.
Long story short, we might not be watching much in the spring season.
Yeah, but it looks
There's a
like we'll be
couple there
watching.
that-
We'll be watching a lot of stuff in the summer, though, so that's good.
Definitely.
Night of the Living Cat. That's what I want to see.
Night of the Living Cat. Oh no, yeah. Let's see. I don't recognize a lot of these, but that's because they're at the bottom. That's why. Yeah, this is way more stacked of a lineup for summer 2025 than I was expecting already.
Yeah, I was not expecting them to have this much announced for that.
Yeah. I'm hoping that fall is a lot less. Let's see, fall 2025. Spy Family Season 3, One Punch Man Season 3, My Hero Academia
Yes!
Final Season. Oh, the One Punch Man? Yeah.
Yes. I can't wait for that, for season 3 of that.
3Z. Oh, Ginpachi Sensei. Oh, okay, so Ginpachi's getting a thing. Let This Grieving Soul Retire Part 2. That show was funny. It's kind of like the opposite of One Punch Man. Like, his team is like the greatest team of adventurers ever. He's the leader of their quote unquote guild or whatnot.
Yes.
And he's weak as
Such
hell, and
a
he just
good
wants
anime.
to. He just wants to not. He's like, can I just not? You know.
Like, he did everything he could when they
Oh!
first established. They just stopped, and they would not let him.
No, okay. This is another one that we talked about that's coming out in the fall. Sentenced to be a Hero: The Prison Records of a Penal Hero Unit 9004. Yeah.
Yes.
This monster wants to eat me. Okay. Sanda.
Oh my.
Blue Orchestra Season 2. Dude, this is a lot of stuff that is announced for winter already. I am not.
Yeah.
I am super, super surprised. Okay, that's ONA Disney Twisted Wonderland, the animation. Okay.
And then they have
Girls Band
actual
Pride.
like. Oh, dude, look
What?
under later.
Later?
Yeah. Next to fall 2025, you got the later.
Oh, okay.
Look at the third row.
Wait. Oh, no. I need to look at the first row because Tanya the Evil Season 2, fuck yes. Hell's Paradise Season 2, fuck yes. Freerin Season 2, fuck yes.
Yes,
let's
but
see.
Tell you,
third row is what you've
Sonya
been
of Taga
asking
the
for.
Evil sounds
The,
great.
the third row is what I've been asking for. I think it's right now. I think it's
No,
the
the-
second row.
the-
Mushoku Tensei Season 3, Oshinoko Season 3, To Your Eternity Season 3.
No,
Oh no! Okay. So it is. Yeah, Reincarnated as a Sword Season 2, Delicious in Dungeon Season 2. Jesus, Slime Season
These are all
4.
the confirmed seasons. They just don't have dates for them. yet.
Classroom of the Elite Season 4. Yeah,
Bocce
yeah.
Season 2.
Fate Strange
Wistoria
Fate, fuck
season
that.
2.
Yeah, Bochi Season 2, Angel Next Door, Spoils Me Rotten. Oh, Moonlight,
Chain Smoker
Tsukimichi Season
fuck
3.
yes.
Yeah, Tsukimichi Season 3.
Campfire Cookie
Wistoria
Season
Wand
2.
and Sword Season 2. That series was so good. I'm looking forward to that. And then, of course, the final season of 1,000 Year Blood War. Fire Force Season 3, Part 2. Skate to Infinity Season 2. ReZero Season 4. I'm not a fan of ReZero, guys. Spice and Wolf Season 2. Yep. Chain Soldier. Oh, God. Yeah, I didn't like that. Okay, more Tokyo Revengers. I think that's like Season 3. Campfire Cooking in Another World Season 2. Yes! The Wrong Way to Use Healing Magic Season 2. Those are good, by the way. Those are
Yeah.
really good.
Trigun Stargaze.
Ascendance of a Bookworm Season 4. Yes!
A Returner's magic should be special, dude. That one later on in the manhwa gets heartbreaking.
Does it? Skip and Loafer
Yes.
season 2. Yes, for the wholesome shit right there. Oh, welcome to Demon School Iruma-kun season 4.
Yes.
Yeah. Yes! Skeleton Knight in Another World season 2. Yes!
Ark's coming back.
Also, yes, Trigun Stargate. Super excited for that.
Stargaze.
Unwanted Undead Adventurer season 2. That was a good series as well.
Yes.
Why
Wait,
are they making
Vending
more
Machine is
Reborn
getting a
as vending machine?
Yeah, that I don't understand. Ranma season 2, I absolutely understand.
Mm-hmm.
Reincarnated as a Reincarnated Aristocrat season 3. Oh, yeah, I don't think I remember hearing that. Elusive Samurai season 2. I'm not surprised that got a season 2. Blue Box season 2. Laid Back Camp Club season 4. Sasaki and Peep season 2. Wow. I didn't know that got a second season. Shangri-La Frontier season 3. Awesome. I'm so glad. Arc Knights, I'm not surprised
I'm actually
about.
surprised that Black Torch is getting an anime because there's only 6 volumes.
Funny enough, you know what season 3 isn't up here right now? Solo Leveling. Rurouni Kenshin season 3. Yes! More Ace of the Diamond. Act 2. Fuck yes. Super happy. Zokuhen. Okay. So they're finally going to finish Ace of the Diamond Act 2. Good. Black Torch.
Oh, there's a lot that's been announced just without actual
Yeah,
release dates yet.
there is. I'm just, man, if I want to feel good about something, I just click on later and I'll feel great.
I know, right?
Well, I'm hoping that when the spring lineup goes away, we'll start getting the winter, like when winter 2025 moves through. If we haven't gotten to spring 2025, moving to winter 2026, like if it hasn't shifted over by that time, we'll know something. But yeah, I want to know what's coming out winter of next year already. And we're just finishing winter this year, and I'm already like, what's coming next year? Man.
I mean, to be fair, looking at what's coming up kind of helps us figure out what all we want to get excited for, what we actually want to watch.
That's so true. There's not a lot that I'm like dying to watch this season coming up for the spring, but there's a good amount of shit coming out in the summer that I'm excited for.
So here's an interesting one that I just found in later that is slated for sometime in 2025. I'm not gonna bother reading the Japanese name, but I read the synopsis, and essentially Invisible Man, who is a detective, he goes invisible, and does stuff to do detective work, and eventually meets a blind girl who is able to tell where he is no matter what. And it's a romance comedy fantasy, and I'm sitting here like, okay, I am intrigued.
Yeah, that sounds pretty cool. But yeah, you could definitely tell they went with their hard hitters for the first 4, because the first 4 rows, I didn't hear that Saga of Tanya the Evil was getting a second season. Jesus Christ. Oh, that is, whew, that's a thing. But I knew about Hell's Paradise, and I'm looking forward to season 2 of that. And obviously, Freerin season 2. Yes, more Freerin is always a good thing. Mishoku Tensei season 3 we knew about. Oshinoko season 3 we knew about. I need to watch season 2 of To Your Eternity. Yeah. If you want to make someone cry. Delicious in Dungeon season 2, I definitely like. The latter half of that made me tear up.
Yes. And it is, I've read the manga for Delicious in Dungeon.
Mhm.
Dude, the twists in that are great.
Reincarnated as a Sword season 2, super looking forward to that. Slime season 4, Classroom of the Elite season 4.
Shit.
What?
I'm all the way down in the unknown.
Uh-huh.
They're
course, Bocchi
putting out a
season 2.
new Akira series.
Yeah. I heard about that. All right, that's it for us talking about this. We got to talk about the anime. We got to wrap up this season. We got 4 shows to talk about. We're gonna actually start off with Zenshu this time. But yeah, that's how we're going to go about this. Guys, we are going to be reviewing the final episodes for Zenshu, for Blue Box, Apothecary Diaries, and of course, Solo Leveling. So if you have not watched these series or have not watched the newest episodes and you need to leave, we absolutely understand. Thank you so much for coming by, lending us some of your time, and we hope you enjoyed the show. We'll be back next week with new content. Remember, anime reviews will no longer be a part of Anime Church after this episode. We're going to have those appear separate, and we'll probably upload them on either Monday or Tuesday. Probably on Tuesday, if I'm being completely honest. That being said, though, guys, thank you so much. We will see you next time if you have to go. And we really do appreciate it. But the spoiler tag is coming up, and we're gonna start. Talking about stuff. We're gonna start talking spoilers. Also, before I forget, guys, make sure to come by our Twitch channel in about 2 hours. We're gonna be doing some Subnautica roleplay over on Twitch. I'll be playing Subnautica, which is of course a single player game, but we're gonna be in calls. And we're gonna pretend like we're all on the radio with each other. I think the best way to handle this is like we start off, everybody is on mute, is on mute in the voice chat
until they fix their radio.
Until they fix their radio. Once you fix your radio, you turn it on, and then suddenly, so everybody's just muted. So I like this idea, and then we just, yeah. Subnautica roleplay phrasing. No, it's not a phrasing thing, my dude. But yeah, go for it. What we could do, yes.
What we could do is like have everyone like start not in a call, but as soon as they fix their radio, they join a call.
That could be it. All right.
Because that way we can't hear each other across anything, and like no pegs will appear. But then like
I'm down for
jump
that.
in the call. It's like, what is this? Okay.
I may make a thing. I may have to make a new channel, VC channel for Subnautica roleplay specifically. But yeah. All right. The spoiler tag is coming up, guys. Thank you so much. Let's start off with the end of Zenshu, the final episode.
Zenshu.
I like where it left off, but I part of me just really, really wishes that she and Luke could have gotten together, but I understand. I understand. Also, I like the sheer amount of growth that Natsume has through this entire series. Like how she's grown and like how she's now like not such a bitchy boss and is like working with her coworkers.
Those lessons over.
Yeah. Also, I love that they created new soul futures and like the world came back and everything. It satisfied my need for a happy ending, considering how fucking negative and depressing this series has been in that world this whole time.
Yes.
So, yeah. What were some standout moments for you guys for this episode? If there weren't any, that's okay too.
Well, the biggest one was like really just kind of at the end with the horn that it took me way too long to realize was, oh yeah, that's Yunio's horn. And she brought it back with her and it's glowing. Yeah.
So, looking forward to season 2 of Zenshu.
Yep.
If they do it, but you know what? We'll get to it, but like I thought this was a good series. I mean, it wasn't like as amazing as I initially thought. I think my expectations were a little too high, but
I was
other
hoping
than
it
that,
would focus more on like expand more at the beginning on the animation, how it's like pushing deadlines and all that, instead of just, hey, you get like 2 minutes of that and then she dies.
Yeah.
Yep.
I feel like
Like,
I was lied to for the first episode kind of like took a lot of the wind out of the sails for this show, I feel like, but like if you keep going with it, it does get good. Like it is really good. It's slightly above middle of the road isekai, like as far as characters and emotional storytelling and things like that.
Mhm.
It's standout, and you could definitely tell that if Studio Mappa wants to do an isekai, they can do that.
Mhm.
But
Mm-hmm.
but yeah, it's also, I love just the reference of Kingdom of Reality. That's always gonna make me laugh.
Oh, yeah.
All right, so if you have anything else you want to share, go ahead now. Because after we rate the episode, we'll talk about the season as a whole, and then we'll rate the season.
Okay, I'll wait till
Yeah.
talk about the season as a whole then, but
Yeah, if
ready
there's
to rate
anything
it,
else for
everyone
this
else?
episode, go ahead.
Nothing
Not
else I
really.
really want to bring up.
All right, rating for this one. I think it's an 8. It was a satisfying conclusion. It did make me happy, and it did leave some questions at the end for all of us. I mean, it wasn't amazing, but it was pretty good. Pretty not bad.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I'd probably give it an 8 as well. I agree with that.
Hmm.
Yeah, I'd definitely give it an 8. It had its satisfying moments and it had its the fuck moments.
Yeah, it was a good conclusion. It was a good conclusion for the episode. All right, now, as for the series as a whole, let's go ahead and talk about that. Moon, you said you had stuff you wanted to chat about.
Yeah, so like when we first started watching this series and I kind of heard the synopsis, I got to see episode 1. One of the thoughts I had that I thought would be kind of cool was like, oh, what if, she was being sent through various different things that was either her creation or other people's creations?
Oh,
to
that
learn
would have been
lessons?
so good. What if that's season 2? She
Exactly.
ends up in a different one.
That could be. That would be
That would
interesting.
be pretty interesting.
But like I was thinking it could have been more episodic. She like does a thing, learns a lesson, and then gets either sent back to the our world or sent back to the kingdom of reality, or gets sent to like a different world where she has to learn a different lesson for a different reason.
Very
And then it
quantum
could have
leap of
brought
you,
in
yeah.
exactly, and it could have brought in those aspects of learning how to deal with the deadlines and stuff, how to like rely on other people and so on, without having to be all in the same setting. And it would have been. Like, if that would have been the series, I would have been absolutely floored.
Gotcha.
And also, I do love Quantum Leap, so...
Yeah, that's good. Yeah. Yeah, I think that would have been interesting, but that's not to say I don't like what we got from the series.
No,
there
yeah,
there were
absolutely,
some very good standout episodes, and you know what? They got me emotionally invested in this series because when everybody turned on Natsumi, I think am I saying her name correctly? Is it Natsumi?
The Elf Archer.
No. The main girl.
Oh, that was
When everybody
Natsuko.
Natsuko,
Yeah, that's
thank you.
Natsuko.
If when everybody turned on Natsuko towards the end, and Luke was like, fuck all these people, I was like, yeah, give them their comeuppance, Luke. Oh yeah, they deserve it. Like, they got me invested. I was like, fuck all these people, I don't care about them in the soul future. Like, they hurt my girl. Also, just the relationship between Natsuko and Luke was so adorable. I love how awkward Luke is. It was so cute. Any other stuff you guys want to talk about in regards to this series? Okay, good talk.
Nothing else aside from
All
like I
right.
said, like I would prefer to see more of the struggling in animation
Gotcha.
before.
Alrighty. So let's go ahead and give it our ratings. Fenris, what do you rate this series?
Series overall, I'd give it a good 7.5.
You know what? Maybe we should change the rating system slightly because we're doing it as a series instead of on a scale of 1 to 10. We do how, like, would we recommend that somebody else watch this? Is this I'm gonna watch it again? Am I just it's a one and done, or stop halfway through, or just don't watch it at all kind of thing? Like those 5. I went from greatest to least. So where would you put this?
It's definitely one I would recommend others watch.
Okay.
Same here. It's
Yeah,
worth a
I
watch.
think
It's
we're
fun.
kind of all. I think we're kind of all in that general area of I'd recommend people check this out. I'm not going to sit here and pretend like it's like one of the greatest anime. It's like, hey man, if you got time and you just want to watch a quick 12 episode series, this is a pretty good one. You know, pretty good, pretty not bad.
Yeah.
All right, so let's move on
Pretty
to
all right.
Blue Box. All right, our final episode. Oh boy. I will say I like some of the character growth that the manager girl got this episode. Like she needed it. It was nice to see
Yes,
her
she
just
did.
get a fucking wake up call. And I also like it. That they didn't show her just suddenly getting over it. Like she had like a big cry the previous episode and now she's just like over it. It's like, no, that stuff still hurts. It does take time to get over. And God damn it, forever, the thumbnail for this episode should just be her lying on the floor in a bunny head.
Yeah, that was fun.
That was funny. All right.
It was hilarious, yeah.
Let's get your thoughts. Okay. Fenris, go first.
Oh. Like I said, manager girl finally gets the wake up call she needs to quit meddling in other people's fucking lives.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
It, you, okay, how can I put this into words?
Mm-hmm.
The awkwardness that Taiki and Hina have now
Mm-hmm.
with their relationship
Yeah.
hits so close to real life because, holy fuck, you have a friend that confesses to you, you turn him down, it's not going to be the same.
No, it's not.
And you're going to feel guilty the entire fucking time.
Yeah.
Mhm.
All right, Moon.
Yeah, as much as it sucks to be that guy, to have to be the one that's like, yeah, no, I don't think this is gonna work, and all that jazz. Like, it does have to
Honestly,
be said.
I will give it to Taiki for actually like saying, "Hey, I'm gonna tell you how this is because I don't want to lead you on." You know, Taiki understanding the situation and being like, even though this is gonna hurt her, it's best that we get this done and out of the way so that they can grow and move on from that. Will their relationship go back to what it was? No, but it's not beyond repair. I think their friendship can be repaired. It's not that bad, but you know, things like this suck. And dude, the anime does such a good job of like showing you giving you a visual representation of like that pain. Like if you were remembering a time when you felt like that, the anime is doing its job. They do a very good emotional storytelling in this anime. All right. Any last minute things we want to say about this episode, or do you want to get to rating?
The episode did a fantastic job of just portraying high school crushes and relationships.
No doubt. Last thing I want to say. Oh, pardon me. Last thing I want to say before we get to the rating. I also loved seeing how things flipped to the other side when one of the manager's exes saw her at the arcade and was like talking smack and stuff, and then like Hina tries to stand up for her, but then ends up breaking down. Oh man, that was sad. Also, you're starting to see, like, we already knew how shallow of a person she was in her relationships, the manager, but like now it feels like we're starting to get more depth to her character. You know, instead of just like as we learn more about the character, some of our initial assumptions about them like tend to fade out as we get a clearer picture of the individual.
Yeah.
All right, that being said, let's rate this episode. I'm going to give it a 9. I don't think this was the best one out of the series, but damn was it impactful.
Easily a 9, yes.
Yeah, 9 works. 9's good for it.
All right. Now, this is a 24 episode series, and there's a lot of stuff, but as a whole, as a series as a whole, is there anything you want to talk about before we get on to our rating for the series so far? For season 1, rather.
One thing I really liked about this entire series so far is
Mhm.
how realistic it is
Yeah, I agree.
and how relatable every situation that the characters have been in the entire 24 episodes has been.
Hmm.
Yeah, because they didn't bump things out of the realm of realism simply for the sake of a laugh or anything like that. Like they've kept it in in a very realistic setting this entire time. All right. Anything else?
That's all I had. Moon?
Yeah, I ain't got much to say about it. It's just good. I enjoyed it.
Okay, let's get to the ratings. I again, and this is what I thought going into the series after reading the manga for a bit. I recommend the hell out of this. Oh yes, rewatch. Recommend whatever the top one I said was. That's what I give it.
I have a 10-year-old niece. In like 3 years or 4 years, I'm gonna make her watch this to help her figure out how to navigate teenage years.
So good, so good. That's a good one. Yeah, I didn't even think about that. Yeah, absolutely. It sucks that all my nieces and nephews, with the exception of like 2 of my nieces, are all grown up. Like most of my nieces and nephews are out of high school at this point. There's just Reagan and Cassidy who are about to hit middle school because they're like about 12. Yeah.
Mm.
So they're like 1 or 2 years away from me being like, sit down, watch this. I agree. Moon.
Yeah, I'd definitely recommend it because it's a really good show. Obviously, if someone's going in there thinking like, oh yeah, it's sports anime. No. No.
It's a romance anime with sports in it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Alrighty. If you want to see a sports anime, come by on Wednesday. Moon's watching Haikyuu.
Uh-huh.
That's a sports anime. And again, it's actually pretty wholesome and fun, and it moves. That's the fun thing about a lot of sports anime. You're like, oh man, sports, but they move. Sports anime does not play around. They just get to it. So yeah. All right. Anyway, this one we don't have to do like a season review because it's continuing into next season. So Apothecary Diaries. We're just gonna talk about this episode and rate it. Moon. What are some things this episode that you want to talk about?
Listen, you ain't got to talk about a man's frog like that, okay?
Oh man. Also, we finally get the secret revealed to us about what Genshi's role in the hierarchy of everything is and how he relates to like the imperial court hierarchy,
Yeah.
or I guess you would call it.
Yeah.
The only thing now that's frustrating me is like, God damn it, Mal, let him tell you.
Yes. Especially because you would likely become either his wife and or first concubine. More likely wife. But still, like, come on.
Girl, you need to get your head out of your ass for like 5 minutes. Just 5
Real.
minutes. Then you can just
It's like,
go back.
I
to how
understand you
are.
don't want to have to be a part of anything too complicated. Guess what? Too late.
Yes, what? All right. Fenris, are you caught up? Did you get to watch this episode?
I am 2 episodes behind.
Ah.
I've been doing my best with everything going on to try to catch up on everything.
I mean, the good news is we don't have Zenshu anymore, so we don't have to worry about that.
Zenshu.
Zenshu. So we're down to just we don't have solo leveling either.
Yeah,
So-
it's just Apothecary Diaries.
It's just Apothecary Diaries, because we aren't gonna have we're no longer gonna have Zenshu. We're no longer gonna have solo leveling. We're no longer gonna have Blue Box. The only one continuing is Apothecary Diaries, and then
Yep.
Wednesday we're gonna watch we'll watch T-Bait because that comes out. I don't think I'm gonna be able to like wait until Monday to watch it, so we may just have a watch along for that episode of The Beginning After the End on Wednesday, and then we just hold that until we get to whatever we want to do next on the setup. Oh God! So we've got Apothecary Diaries, which is a Friday show. Then we have Beginning After the End, which is a Wednesday show. And then whatever else we decide to watch. Because it may be 3 shows, it may be 4. It just depends on what we're interested in.
Yeah.
But yeah. But I just know that there's no way I'm going to be able to hold back on The Beginning After the End. Kind of like with solo leveling episodes. I can't wait to the weekend to watch it like immediate. Like as soon as it comes out, I'm already like, all right, I need to see this next episode, see how it compares to the story and the manhwa that I already know. Like I want to see how they handle it because the animation has been beautiful, obviously. But back to Apothecary Diaries. Moon, let's get a rating for this episode.
I
know we're
give it
not
a
talking
9.
about it much. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, I give it a 9 because just Mau pissing me off. Damn it.
Gotcha. I know we're not talking about this episode a lot, even though there's a lot to go over. We probably should. But I figured that Fenris hadn't caught up, and I didn't want to just, especially with this episode, I don't want to spoil anything for him.
I really appreciate that because I am really starting to get invested in the show.
It's so good, right?
It's so good.
So fucking good. All right. Yeah, I'm with you. I'm a 9 for this episode. It was so well done. And like it's nice when some questions that you've had for the entire series finally get an answer. You finally get an answer to something. All right. That being said, it's time to move on to solo leveling. We got the final episode. I was actually surprised with kind of how this ended, and even more surprised that they didn't announce season 3. So, yeah. But the thing that I've been enjoying the most is watching anime onlys react to this stuff, and then like hear Beru talk when he gets summoned. And they're like, "Wait, he can talk?" Like I'm like, that's very funny. This episode, I think the beginning was stronger than the end, mostly because of like the tension of how they left off the previous episode. But yeah, I thought I watched a lot of people get very emotional and either tear up or actually cry with the whole Byung-gu Min thing. They were like, I did not expect to care about that character, and they made me care and have feelings about this character. I was like, yeah. Sometimes the character writing for solo leveling can actually be on point. Like sometimes it can really hit you. And the anime, I think, is doing a really, really good job of doing that and adding on to what already existed in the manhwa. So, yeah, we had. Also, I'm liking the whole fact of like seeing characters from the first couple episodes like come back and do things that you didn't normally see them do in the manhwa. It was like they were just forgotten about after a certain point of time. So I love that we're seeing them again. Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, Fenris, your character has more lines in season 2 than they do in the source material, which I'm very happy for.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
How nervous were you with
when I get there?
How nervous were you when the ant came through? You were like, "Oh God, are they gonna kill him?"
I was like, yes, I get to die. I get it. Oh.
All right, but also like the whole starting the guild. So starting their own guild. We got teases. I know a lot of people are going to talk about who are these people, and it was so funny when they saw the manhwa spoilers here, guys. When they saw the Monarch of Fang. So many people were like, wait, is that Jinu's dad? And then they show Jinu's dad after they've left. They're like, well, who the fuck is this? And I'm like, yeah. Also, we got our first look at the top Chinese hunter, the 7-star hunter from China. I think they did a really good job of making him look so impressive.
They did, yes.
They did a very good job with that. Um, and then of course there's the Red Gate incident again. We get another Red Gate, only this time Ginu's like, fuck.
I love how
5 minutes? 5 minutes. I'll be here 5 minutes.
I love how he was just like, God damn it, not again.
Yeah, it was kind of that. But then he's like, yeah, I'm probably going to be late. I probably should have told Mom. And then he looks and sees all of the monsters there and sees and kind of senses their power. And then he's like, then again. So also Genu finally hit level 100. That's going to be a thing. I'm so looking forward to next season. I'm so looking forward to next season, specifically because if he's reached level 100, we know what the next big thing from the system is going to be.
Mm-hmm.
But before that happens, we get the high school gate incident.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's going to be interesting. I am
Also, I'm gonna really enjoy, or no, not gonna enjoy, but I really enjoyed that bit at the end where they're like showing all of his shadows out all at once, and
Yeah.
just the sweeping camera moment of
Oh,
just
yeah,
all of
that's
them being
so good.
summoned, and it's like, oh,
I loved him walking through like the lineup of all his summons, and they're all bowing before him. Even Kaisel, like it's so funny when Kaisel bows because it's way too large. But you know what? It's awesome. Regardless, it's just so awesome.
I can't
Yeah.
wait till we get to the part where he takes that one guy's shadow and he can only be face down.
Yeah,
down.
greed. Yeah. All
I
right.
can't wait
So
for that.
last but not least, let's rate this episode after I say that last part that I wanted to touch on. I actually liked how they handled the closing credits by using the opening for season 1 this time around.
Yes.
And we got a lot of the old Genu in there before like he got all powerful and everything. And it's so nice to just look back at young Genu, like baby Genu, and be like, "Oh my god, yeah, look how far he's come." You know, it's a good reference for that. All right, let's go ahead and review this episode. I put it a solid 9, like a very, very strong 9. I don't. It's not as hype as the previous episode, and hype doesn't necessarily determine whether it's good or not. But like the animation quality and everything in the previous episode, previous episode was so fucking good that it pushes this down to a 9.
Yeah, definitely a 9.
Yeah, I think I'll give it a 9 as well. It's almost there out of 10. Just
It's a
so
very
close, but
it's
not
a
quite.
very, very good season finale.
Absolutely.
It is.
It's an amazing season finale.
Oh, dude. Oh, that's the other thing that I can't wait for with season 3, because all this stuff that Japan was doing in the background. Oh, the comeuppance that's coming. Yeah. Also, I've really been enjoying watching anime only people talk about like, SS, S plus, triple S, and I'm like, nah, dude, they don't even understand. After you get to S, there is no letter above S. There's just national level hunters. So they're gonna get to meet national level hunters in season 3 when we
Yes.
get to it. I'm super excited for that. Now, as for our rating for season 2 of Solo Leveling.
Oh, I'm gonna rewatch it.
Oh yeah, rewatch it, dude. If we get another theater event for Solo Leveling happening, I'm gonna go to the theater to watch a recap of this season on the big screen.
Oh no, I want to rewatch season 1 and 2 in English.
Oh yes.
Because
Also-
Alex does a killer job.
Oh yeah.
I want to hear what Beru's voice sounds like in English. I want to hear that.
Oh yeah.
Because
fair.
because right now in the Japanese, all I can hear is Gaara's voice. Because it's a similar style. It's super similar. Okay, Moon, what's your rating for the season?
For the whole season, definitely watch it. And if after the third or fourth week of you telling me you don't want to watch it, don't be surprised if you wake up in a Clockwork Orange style, theater.
Okay, good to know. So yes, yes, 1,000 times yes, I would rewatch this. It's so worth a rewatch. I would recommend it to so many people, and it's not just because I'm doing Solo Leveling abridged. Just because we're abridging this episode isn't the reason. Like if we weren't having a good time with this season, we'd say so, regardless of whether we're not shilling out for A1 Studios. Also, if you didn't catch it, I talked about this last week. But in the credits, it wasn't just A1 Studios. They also mentioned Studio Redice and Production IG. So if you're like, the animation was ungodly last episode, that's why. Because for that episode, at least, it was 3 different animation studios working on it together. And it showed. Holy crap. But yeah, on all counts, they killed it. And I'm so happy with how things turned out. Alrighty, that is it. We are done with reviews. I'm glad we ended with Solo Leveling because it was kind of like ending on a really positive note.
Yes.
All right, guys, we'll be back in about an hour and a half with Solo Leveling, or not Solo Leveling. Wow, it's on the brain now. With Subnautica, or at least I will on the Fat Dog server. I have to go ahead and set up stuff so that we'll be ready over on the Fat Dog stream on Twitch. And yeah, I have to set some stuff up, make sure that OBS is good to go, all that jazz. And then we will be back at 7 p.m. Eastern time to start up some Subnautica from scratch. Also, I don't know how everybody else is going to play. If they're going to play on just survival Moon, if you're going to play on hell mode, or
No,
whatnot.
Not for this. I'm not gonna do that. I think it'd be best if all of us just do like survival.
Well,
Because,
you could do survival or freedom. No one is making anybody choose. I would say those two. Like, if you don't want to have to worry about thirst and hunger and all that stuff, absolutely understand. The rest of the game still works the same way. So, it is what it is. You still, no one in creative mode. Creative mode is forbidden. Yeah. Other than that, though, yeah, I'm super excited for it. Good to go. And if you guys ever feel like hopping back in, I have jumped back into the Raft server for the streams that we did for Raft, and I am slowly turning the Raft into an actual like boat. Like, I've got the front end of a cruise ship kind of sort of built right now. I'm just running around doing stuff.
Watching you stream it in a Discord channel for a bit one day. Wow,
Yeah.
does that work?
Yeah, it was pretty cool.
Oh, I love my new job.
All right, guys, that's it for us. We will see you next week for more anime news. This has been Anime Church, the church where cosplay is not only appropriate, but highly, not only recommended, but encouraged. Frick, I forget my own catchphrase, man. I don't say it enough. I need to have it written down or something. Catchphrase. It is acceptable. That's the word. Where cosplay is not only acceptable, but it is highly encouraged. I am Richie Roberts, your Minister of Science and Technology.
I am Moonlight Sparks, your Minister of Arceology. Praise Arceus.
And I'm Feder Saru, your patron saint to snackos and alcohol.
And we'll hopefully see you guys in a couple hours. Take care and bye-bye for now.
Bye.